Hello, my name's James Luckhurst. I'm the creator of Project Edward, and I'm delighted to be here sharing some details of the 2020 campaign, and just in time for the Road Safety GB Virtual Festival of Road Safety. With me is Simon Turner. Now, Simon, let's cut straight to the chase. Without you, this would never have happened. What attracted you to the whole idea of Project Edward? Or do I ask a different question? Was it something that you were told to do because somebody at Highways England thought it was a good idea? Let's see how that goes.
Hi, James. Well, I think because Project Edward decided to focus its efforts on driving for work for 2020, it was a campaign that Driving for Better Business could really get behind. And obviously Driving for Better Business is a campaign that's led by Highways England, and they've got big objectives to really focus on driving for work and get that message across to as many employers and drivers as possible. And we saw Project Edward as a way of engaging with regional stakeholders such as local councils and police forces and police and crime commissioners to work with us to get that message across. And I think that came across really well. We got a really good group of supporters and collaborators together, and we were all able to work together to promote that message.
You mentioned the police. How important was the role of the police, and how supportive were the police?
Well, we were really surprised, to be honest, at the level of support that we got from nearly every police force in the UK. We had 39, I think, in the end, including all the forces from Wales and Police Scotland and Northern Ireland as well. And all of those forces, their roads policing units, were out during the week conducting their own enforcement activities and checking on various drivers, but particularly focusing on those driving for work. So they were focusing on van drivers and roadworthiness of those vehicles, particularly when you look at lockdown and the fact that there were over 5 million MOTs missed during the lockdown, and 1.2 million of those were vans. So the police were out checking roadworthiness. They were running the Highways England Operation Tramline in 3 separate areas. So 3 separate police forces were doing those. They were focusing on other activities that common for driving with those driving for work, such as people in vans towing plant, so contractors, for instance, towing diggers and generators, making sure they were doing so safely. There was a whole load of activities and that the police were looking at as far as driving for work goes, and so their involvement was really crucial, but not only from the police on the ground point of view. Their communications departments were busy sharing what they were doing on social media. They were talking to the local media as well and getting articles in the local press. So, you know, their involvement was really crucial.
Let's dip in then and look first of all at what was going on just south of Brecon on the A470. This was on the Tuesday of Project Edward Week.
Based in a lay-by outside Brecon, Wales, the Roads Policing Unit of Dyfed-Powys Police have set up a checkpoint for commercial vehicles, and Project Edward went to visit them. PC Rob Griffiths explained why the checks are important.
I think a lot of these things are hidden offences which, until there's a road traffic accident, they don't come to light. So it's important that we check that people have got the correct licence to drive these vehicles, because they're inexperienced and they haven't had the correct training. And like I said, until somebody has an accident, these things don't come to light. And it's quite frightening how many people are driving out there with defective vehicles and not having the correct licences.
Rob explained that with trailers, there are many aspects of law and safety that need to be checked.
When it's on a trailer, you can find a multitude of offences on a trailer. For example, a lot of people haven't got driving licences to tow a trailer. You find defective brakes, tyres on, people don't maintain the trailers properly. On this occasion, the gentleman was carrying goods for high reward and in connection with his trade and business. And when you add the plated weights together with the trailer to the towing vehicle, they add up to more than 3.5 tonnes. So therefore he required a tachograph.
So from the A470 and Brecon and Dyfed-Powys Police over to Warwickshire Police Headquarters and an opportunity to find out about Operation Tramline.
Highways England have 3 unmarked cabs that we loan to police forces across the country to take out on the strategic road network to look for road traffic offences being committed by all types of road users. People not wearing their seat belts is the #1 offence that is detected, followed by mobile phone use.
So obviously we've been given the opportunity from Highways England to get the cab running, started a few years ago now. We were all a bit slow on the uptake as to what this was actually reveal. Once we started doing it and realising the driver behaviour that we were seeing and the risk that we were carrying, we then started to put a bit more resources into there and started dealing with more and more offences. Now thankfully we're the national leads in the UK, we've got the most motorway network in Warwickshire, and we're now doing between 30 and 40 offences a day because of the resources that we put into it and because of the road network that we've got.
So from Warwickshire, a short hop across now to the National Distribution Centre of Royal Mail. Simon, just reflect on the value of having the UK's biggest fleet supporting Project Edward. That's pretty good, isn't it?
That's absolutely correct, James. Royal Mail's fleet, I think, is in excess of 100,000 drivers and over 40,000 vehicles at its maximum. And so it was really great to have such an important employer supporting Project Edward and laying on an event that gave their drivers chance to talk about some of their concerns. And it was quite clear that Royal Mail put a lot of effort into their driver engagement.
And standing by also to help with the event that happened, socially distanced and outdoors in the yard at the NDC near Rugby, we meet Chris Spinks from West Catek.
We're here at the Royal Mail Depot in Northamptonshire, and we're having a fantastic day talking to professional drivers about what causes them problems and what frustrates them on the road. And they are all willing to tell us, and they all want to try and make a difference, and it's been a real eye-opener for me. And I thought, I'd seen it all and been there and done it, and actually today has been a real eye-opener for me. The year has been rather strange, yes. It's a different sort of Project Edward for obvious reasons, but for me the basis is still there, the enthusiasm is still there from the team, and the messages don't change. They're exactly the same. It's about people staying safe, concentrating on what they're doing, and thinking about the problems there can be on the roads.
Well, I think that concludes our little roundup of Project Edward 2020. What we've got is a little slide presentation to follow our conversation with some of the details. But Simon, what would you do just to reflect on what we did and as a way of perhaps encouraging people to be involved in Project Edward in 2021?
Well, I think the first thing I'd like to do is to thank everyone who contributed in whatever way to this year's Project Edward. It was a fantastic success. So many people contributed and supported us throughout the week. I think what we'd like to focus on as we looked at what we could do next year is to get even greater involvement from, I think, all of the emergency services. We had fantastic support from the police this year. I'd really like to open that up and get far wider involvement next year. So we'd like to get all the police and crime commissioners, the fire services, the ambulance services, local councils as well, get as many people supporting us and contributing to next year's campaign so that we can make that even bigger and better than it was this year.
Simon, thank you. From a personal point of view, what I enjoyed the most was just listening to the drivers from Royal Mail, just to find out, what challenges they face on the road, what ideas they have to make their journeys safer and safer for those who share the roads with them. And I think for me, 2021 is going to be a year of a lot more listening to people who use the roads and will have their own ideas and will have a contribution to make. So thank you from me to you, Simon. I know you put a huge amount of effort into it. I hope that this will have been an enjoyable experience, presentation to just see what we managed to achieve all together, collaborating for Project Edward in 2020. I'll leave you now with a summary of the results and what was achieved. But from me, James Luckhurst, and from you, Simon Turner, cheerio.
Thank you, James. Looking forward to next year.